Morgan County is home to 17,686 full-time residents and several hundred more weekend and vacationing residents. We are a rural county spanning 232 square miles, located in the eastern panhandle of West Virginia between Berkeley and Hampshire counties. We also border both Maryland and Virginia. Because of our close proximity to major drug markets like Baltimore and Washington, D.C., our community has experienced an increase in drug-related crime, and like the rest of our state, has experienced the adverse effects of the opioid epidemic. But thanks to our incredible community, that is not where our story ends. One of our strongest assets in Morgan County is our school system, where we educate and empower 2,301 young minds each school day, and 7 unique schools who all share a common thread. The impact of our community has imprinted differently on each of them, but there is no doubt how invested our community is in its youth. Pleasant View Elementary School is a K-5 school located on the easternmost end of the county, with only one classroom per grade totaling 127 students. Pleasant View has a very strong sense of community dating back to the early 1900s. Once a 2-room schoolhouse, Pleasant View Community Center was moved in the late 1970s to this location to make room for the current school building. Carrie Cunningham Chilcote is the principal and leads a wonderful group of teachers, aides, and support staff who all care deeply about the well-being of their students. Summer McClintock, West Virginia's 2018 Teacher of the Year, teaches 4th grade and took a few minutes to explain how community involvement helps her students thrive.
Here at Pleasant View Elementary, we're a community school, which is great because we can partner up with different organizations to do activities with our students. And today we have the West Virginia Extension Office here partnering with us to do robots in the classroom.
Widmeyer Elementary School has 495 students in kindergarten through 2nd grade. Mr. Beckman, principal, and Mrs. Molnar, vice principal, work together to ensure that the students and staff alike are flourishing. Positive Actions, an evidence-based program facilitated by the Morgan County Partnership, is taught in 1st grade by members of the National Guard who also mentor at-risk children and provide character education to all 1st graders. Ms. Shema, who moved here with her husband from Spain in 2016, leads 2nd grade Positive Actions, where she teaches the students the word of the week in both English and Spanish. Mrs. Shives, a 2nd grade teacher at Widmeyer, talks about the impact of community she has witnessed as a teacher.
Hi, I'm Mrs. Shives. I teach 2nd grade at Widmeyer Elementary School in Morgan County, and our community has done so much for our school that has affected my class personally and everyone else. The first thing that comes to my mind is Positive Action and Miss Shema and how amazing that she is. And she comes to school every Wednesday with a smile on her face, and she teaches the kids how to care about one another, how to care about themselves, and tells them how unique they are. The next thing that comes to my mind is the backpack program. It is fabulous. These kids that really need it, they go home with food every single weekend, and they love getting those bags, and it's just really important. The Army National Guard is super involved in our school as well. Something else that we just had was our fun night, and community businesses all around donated different items for our auction to raise money with our PTO, and it raised so much money and the kids loved it. It's a wonderful evening for all the families at Widmeyer. So I just want to say thank you so much to everyone.
Warm Springs Intermediate School is located just outside of Berkeley Springs and has 425 students in grades 3 through 5. After Greenwood Elementary School closed, Principal Dudley Cable and his staff wanted to reinvent their school to welcome former Greenwood students. As part of that transition, a new mascot, the Cougar, was named, and Positive Actions expanded even more to foster a renewed sense of community. The Positive Action daily vlogcast has made a lasting impact on students and staff alike. The community at large plays an integral role in supporting the intermediate school as well. Mr. Cable explains the positive influence of community involvement.
I think the biggest way that our community helps us is through volunteer programs and individual volunteers. We have Read Aloud program. We have folks that help us in the high tunnel with our growing and planting out there. We have folks come in on our Watchdog program and meet kids at lunchtime. We have people come in and tutors. We have about a dozen high school students who we call our community cougars, and they come in every Thursday and sit and work with kids and enjoy lunch. So there are a variety of different ways that the community helps us and supports us, including in-kind donations, grants, and then sometimes they just send up, like for our art class, they'll send up people who are experts in a field. So we have artists come in and work with the art students. We have businessmen come in and work with students on business opportunities. We have a pilot who comes in and does the Adopt a Pilot program with us. So there are a bunch of professional ways that they help us by coming in the community, and mostly by just being involved in everyday activities that we do here at the school. Responding on Dojo, which is our social network, and Facebook and those kinds of things.
Located beside Warm Springs Intermediate School is Warm Springs Middle School, home of the Wolves. 540 students in grades 6 through 8 attend the school. The middle school is led by Principal Jean Brock and Vice Principal Vanessa Fox, who along with school counselor Patty Byrne coordinate a variety of activities designed to help students to begin thinking crucially about life after high school. They begin by doing career interest inventories and building CFWV profiles. They also arrange for the James Ramsey Technical Institute Career Event for CTE Career Exploration for 8th graders, an annual career day for 7th graders, and an annual college fair. This year, Mrs. Byrne received a college and career grant and will be taking 7th graders on tours to Fairmont State, WVU, and Shepherd University. The Academic Motivation Group visited the courthouse, police station, an area restaurant, and the Maritime Museum in Quantico. They also offer links advisory with all students and bring in guest speakers throughout the year to cover a variety of topics concerning post-secondary choices, as well as prevention messaging to prevent the hurdles of addiction in their futures. The middle school is one of 2 21st Century Community Learning Center grant sites for an after-school program called MC After 3, which relies heavily on community involvement to provide exposure to a variety of STEAM activities to students during the after-school hours. Everyone at Warm Springs Middle School is invested in the success of the students and works together to lead youth down a positive path. Custodian Jamie Clark illustrates how connected the community is to Warm Springs Middle School.
Hi, I'm Jamie Clark, maintenance custodian at Warm Springs Middle School. Our community helps our school very much, from giving backpacks to kids that are on need for food, and also they have their 3 meals during the weekend. We have a lot of church groups that are involved in it, community leaders, and businesses that really help out on that. We have partnerships that come in and tell our kids job opportunities in the future. Last week in 7th grade, we had a lot of different people come in, from an auto mechanic to a chef to a lawyer, to teach these kids how valuable a good education is. And we're a small school here, but we are a dedicated school surrounded by community people to help us out. Thank you very much.
Berkeley Springs High School Indians foster 632 students through their final 4 years of their primary education. It is during these years that students are taught valuable life skills in a variety of ways, many of which utilize the community. Each year, the junior class participates in the School of Hard Knocks, featuring local businesses representing their area of expertise as students choose a career and then are dealt some hands of fate, all while trying to maintain a budget. Another example is senior mock interviews, where volunteers interview seniors and give feedback on their senior portfolios. Each year, the current graduates participate in the Walk of Success, where they walk to Warm Springs Elementary School in caps and gowns. They walk through the halls and receive letters, balloons, and other congratulatory offerings from the students. This activity is designed to help the younger students see the importance of staying in school, but the graduates will tell you it has a profound impact on them as well. Life for Drugs Tri-State Support gives several presentations on the dangers of drug addiction, and the Morgan County Partnership coordinates prevention messages throughout the year leading up to the annual After Prom Party, which is also staffed primarily by volunteers. Mitch Nida, principal, elaborates on the value of community in his school.
Well, I think community involvement is essential, and in Morgan County here we are very fortunate to have a lot of community partnerships. Just working with the Capon Institute this morning. We're doing a tree planting on Friday, So we've got an educational piece of that in the classroom, plus the kids will be out doing the planting themselves. Other partnerships that we do have, we work with CMB regularly because we use them a lot for student recognition, which is also extremely important to education. So we have Students of the Month, we have Student of the Year, and we also have staff recognition through CMB who support that. Other things that we do in Morgan County very well is Starting Points. That's an organization. We're organizing backpacks, giving students food on the weekends. Also, without these programs, it would just be very difficult in our county. We have Life for Drugs. They come in usually 4 or 5 times a year to talk to our kids about drug abuse and to help, with the nation's opioid crisis that we're facing. So again, things could be very hectic, if we didn't have these types of partnerships.
Located in the westernmost part of Morgan County, Paw Paw Schools has a combined campus that allows for cooperation between students in grades kindergarten through 12th grade. Paw Paw Elementary School has 103 students and Paw Paw High School has 81. Paw Paw has one of the highest graduation rates in the state, as well as a high rate of students participating in post-secondary education opportunities. Despite its small size, Paw Paw offers year-round sports for middle and high school, which also serves as a way the community is deepened as parents and families gather together to support the Pirates.
So, Mrs. Guthrie, how does community play a role in the success of Paw Paw Schools?
Well, our community partnerships help Paw Paw Schools reach their full potential through several programs. For instance, the Morgan County Partnership comes to our school to talk about Too Good for Drugs, Too Good for Violence. The West Virginia Extension Office sends Carmen to talk about Science in a Box with our elementary school students. Audrey from Starting Points comes to our school in the evenings to put on the Cheap Eats program. We have our Expanded School Mental Health Grant, which gives us an in-house social worker to support our students and the community. We have community business partnerships to run food drives, clothing drives, hat drives, scarf drives, and then we also have the community knitwits who knit hats and scarves and donate to our school.
That's awesome. That's great.
All right, here we go. Almost heaven, West